Welcome back everybody, Kai Swans here, and here we have Erster FC Nürnberg, the fallen giants of German football. They've got 9 Bundesliga trophies, 5 of which came in the 20s when they were competing against fierce rivals Grüner Fürth for that first division trophy, and since then, well, not many wins. They've also won the German Cup 4 times in their past, being the first team to actually win the German Cup, which is quite an achievement in itself. Their most recent First Division trophy was in 1968, and apart from 2007, the club that is fondly known as, well, the club, the legend, or the old master, has fallen from grace. And quite simply, my aim is to return them to the top, where they can compete against their fierce rivals, Bayern Munich, for that First Division trophy. As it currently stands, they're in the second division of German football, with, alongside their other fierce rivals, Grüner Fürth and TSV München. So, this is me, the man tasked with returning Erster FC Nürnberg to the top of German football, and possibly even European glory. They've achieved, I think, semi-finals in Europa Leagues and other such competitions, but never won a European competition, which is another task I hope to achieve in my time. As for my profile, I just click on recommended for club and then go down a level, so I'm just below the level recommended for this club. So I've got a Continental B, I think, let's have a look, a Continental A license, and I've got a regional level past experience, so nothing good and nothing bad. Here we have a rundown of the background of the club. It says they enjoyed their greatest spell during the 1960s, and they did have a good spell, but in my opinion the 20s was the time to be a Nürnberg fan. Them and Grüner Fürth had the division between them for I think 6 or 7 years running, and famously, despite being rivals, were the only players for one of the Germany squads. I think a game against Holland where the rivalry was easily spotted on the pitch. As you see, they've won the second Bundesliga a few times, which is really not a trophy you should be aiming for when you're a club of with the history, the prestige of FC Nürnberg. But yeah, they've got great youth facilities and impressive training facilities. Hopefully they'll be improved as we go up the levels, especially our average youth recruitment and junior coaching. I'm hoping with entry to the we'll have to the Bundesliga, we'll have more money available and we'll be able to get better players through the youth system. Here we have a quick rundown of the first team squad. It's all round, looks there's no standout strength, but there's also no standout weakness. It looks like I'll be implementing a fairly standard tactic, judging by the fact that we have players of strength in all positions and depth as well, so I'll be looking into that in a few minutes and trying to think of a tactic, although it looks like I'll only be playing one striker. Apart from that, it looks like a fairly strong squad. I'll meet my staff in a second, and the scouting team, I doubt I have much money, and there we have it. Actually, 1.25 million is a fair amount considering I'm in the second division of German football, which compared to other leagues is the same as, say, it's less quality than the Championship, which famously not that much money in unless you're Fulham or Cardiff for that matter. But yeah, I'll get on, have a look at the squad, have a look at some tactics, and be with you guys in a second. Tactically, I've worked with what team I've got, and I noticed a lot of strength in defensive midfield in particular, and so I've gone for this 4-3-3, which is very defensive minded, with while also allowing a lot of freedom, so that there's a bulk in defence, but they're allowed to almost express themselves in a way which they wouldn't in a more creative formation, which is what I got here, where I don't want the players to be as expressive in their positioning. I want them to stick with the formation, but this is my second choice formation then, with my third choice being pulling the two centre mids back. So all three tactics are very similar, just this one is a more attacking version, and this one is maybe a more counter version with a bigger gap between the defensive system and the attacking system. But this will be my first system, and should I notice faults in it, I'll change as games go on. This third tactic will probably be removed and replaced with something that I feel suits the team well against opposition. I've noticed upon looking through the squad, we don't actually have a second choice right back. Currently our second choice is Mr. Margreiter here, who is a good player, but I wouldn't really put him as a fullback, so that will be my main priority during the transfer window. All of the positions have reasonable second options. I mean, striker's a bit weak, and if I think I can get a top quality striker in for a cheap price, I will. But apart from strikers, I'm looking for the squad, and there is so much strength and depth in so many positions that I am very confident actually that we should be through, and I might even be able to sell a player or two. As far as the squad goes, it's not particularly that old. I currently have a 36-year-old goalkeeper selected. I was just testing about. I'm unsure who to pick. There are currently 3 fairly similar in quality goalkeepers. One being a bit younger in the 22-year-old Rakowski, who's trained at the club, as is the currently in his prime Kirschbaum, who's also 28, and then we have the 36-year-old Schaffer, who's the best keeper at the club, however at 36 years old will not be around for long to help us out. So that's possibly, upon promotion, a position I'll look to maybe bring in a top quality first choice and have Rakowski as my second choice keeper. Right back is strong, but Miso Brecco, the ex-Köln player I believe, yes indeed, is old. He's 31 years old. For a right back that's getting on. He's still great this season and may even last us 2 or 3 more seasons. However, it's a position I really need to buy a player in as a second choice and possibly the future first choice. Centre back is very strong. There's plenty of midfielders who can play there, and the same can be said about the centre of midfield with Jean Polak, the captain, I believe, being 34 years old, but a very strong option off the bench and possibly even starting many games, as is, where is he? Who am I looking for? Him. Jürgen Mosmer, again, a strong substitute option. He may be selling him, and if I do, I'll look to bring in someone else with low determination, but off the bench, he can do a job in an injury crisis. Wingers, we're overloaded at them. Look at all these here. There's 2, there's another one. Might be getting rid of one of the guys who's on loan at the club. Maybe the one with less quality, Mr. Kirk here, who looks like a solid player, but simply having him on loan means I don't know if I want to give him the time at the club. Striker-wise, again, I said, if I find a top quality striker, I think striker and midfield, if I find someone who's fits the bill, I might go for them, but my only priority in this transfer window is right back to get me cover for Miso Brecco. Expectations at the club seem relatively low, having to only reach the second round of the German Cup, which is fairly easy considering I'm playing Salmrohr, who are in some very low division, and I doubt have any players in the squad. Oh, they actually have 4. Let's have a look at arguably their key player in Daniel Bartsch, who has decent physicals, but again, we should be beating them no problem. So second round should be fairly easy to attain. And the German Cup, though, the second Bundesliga, they're only expecting a top half finish. I don't think I'll push that up to a promotion playoff because that is 3rd place, and I'll be looking to finishing about 6th according to board expectations. Maybe 7th is perfectly acceptable according to them. Personally, I want to come 2nd. That's the aim. It will be hard. I'll settle for 3rd and try that promotion playoff game against whoever comes 3rd from bottom in the Bundesliga. A quick look at the finances, and well, everything looks good. 20 million in the bank, no debt whatsoever. So should we make promotion, we'd be so well off financially because we've already got that money in the bank to push us through to promotion and keep us well off. Sponsorship wise, we've got a fair few sponsors. There you see, 9.75 million already come in. I'm guessing that's sponsorship. 7.5 is sponsorship, 1.8 million season tickets in a 50,000 stadium, of which 40,000 is seated. Financially, we're looking very strong, but hopefully I can use this money in the bank and push forward and get into the Bundesliga again. And here we have it. Our one and probably only signing is Filip Stojkovic from Serbia. From Kukarici, he looks decent. This guy's weakness is his determination, which isn't that bad, and natural fitness, whereas it was hard to find someone who had most of the key stats, which is what I wanted really. I just wanted someone who all round had reasonable stats, which he does. It's 14s, 13s, 12s, a couple of 11s here and there, but that's okay. A lot of them had, for example, crossing 5 or acceleration 10. It was hard to find the player an all-rounder, which is what I got here, who can also play on the wing, which for injury crisis sake and his playing sake might come in useful at some point. Doubt it. He'll probably stay this year and be the backup option next year and maybe the year after. He's not in for a long-term first team spot. 8.5 thousand a week. Not many bonuses. Many bonuses. I mean, but I've got down his yearly wage rise and his sell-on fee percentage, and the minimum fee release clause. If I sell him for 5, I'll be happy. But yeah, that's probably the only signing. Yeah, I've let Tuchel go out on loan for the season to the division below. Hopefully he's got first team status. Then one of the teams predicted to go up, so I'm hoping he'll get some good game time and score some goals. Also, in other news, staff, I've done quite a big staff overhaul. Kamraya left to Borussia Mönchengladbach to be the under-19s coach, and I didn't have any under-19s coaches, so I brought 2 in. Also noticed there wasn't a physio there, so I brought in Augenthaler, not the actual Augenthaler, but maybe his son, which would be vaguely interesting to have Augenthaler's son at the club. Brought in a couple of scouts, because I only had the chief scout and his and one other scout. Also brought in a fitness coach and an all-rounder coach to try and ease the workload on the first team staff. And here we have the team for the first game of the season against SC Freiburg, one of the stronger teams in the competition and predicted to come first. So tough game to start the season, but we're at home in the Nürnberg stadium, and this is the team I've picked. Rakowski will get first shot in goal for this season. Should his form drop, one of Kirschbaum or Schaffer will get in that first goalkeeper spot. At right back, Stokjevic gets the shout because we had a friendly 4 days ago and I wasn't paying attention, and some of the first team players played in it, Miso Breko being one of them, and he's been put on the bench. Centre back pairing, Hovland and Petric, with Margreiter being on the bench. Again, same reason, his condition is not the best, and Leibold, my first choice left back, at the left side. We've also got in midfield, we've gone with the defending pairing of Erez and Berens, with Polak making the bench, our captain not making the first game for multiple reasons, mainly fitness, and Muvald, I'm gonna be able to butcher all these names, it's great, is starting, although his fitness is low, but I just didn't have a better choice on the bench. We then go with, on the right side, Koch, I can't pronounce it, Koch, and on the left side, Burgstaller, with Füllkrug up front. And yeah, that's about it as we go into the game. And here's the team we're up against. There's not many players I recognise, but Pedersen, he used to play for Bayern. They bought him from, I think it was Energie Cottbus? No. It was Energie Cottbus, because he scored 25 goals in 33 games in the second Bundesliga and scores a lot at this level. In fact, he scored a fair few at the level above and is overall a strong player, not fast, but with an eye for goal. Other players, I don't even recognise anyone else. Maybe, nope, I was about to say that's Chris Gunter, the Welsh fullback, but I doubt it. Nope, nobody else on the side is recognisable. Ooh, apart from Daly, who used to play for Cardiff. Yep, there we go, Freiburg signed him for 1.5 million. Clearly hasn't done it in Germany either, with 4 appearances, and I don't know how they've done the seasons. 4 appearances, 2 for the first team, 2 for the second team in half a season. Not very good. Our team, as I've already said, now let's get into the game. One other player I do recognise is Mike France. Yeah, thought so. He's a tough, hard-working midfielder, a winger, and yeah, I thought I recognised his name the second I saw it in full, but still, nobody else jumps out at me. So the first few chances of the game have gone Freiburg's way, with them having another attack now. Pedersen on the left flank gets into Mike France into the box, crosses it back to Schuster, shoots from wide, thankfully over. They did hit the post once, but it wasn't a good chance, it's just one of those that somehow snuck onto the post. Yeah. Burgstaller has the ball now, up to Füllkrug. Can you get the ball forward? Can you release one of the wingers who are playing as inside forwards? Nope, but back to Erez, to Morvald, into Burgstaller. He's now got 2 players in front of him and 1 aside. He passes it to Morvald, up to Koch. Can Koch get in box? Not quite. Oh, but goal! Get in. First goal of the save goes to Füllkrug, Niklas Füllkrug, the guy who I bought in a striker for this game. Oh, it's very laggy, I apologise for that. Koch, up forward, Burgstaller, back. Oh, that was a lucky deflection, the attempted clearance, and in the back of the net. Füllkrug just got dispossessed on their side, with Pedersen causing the counter-attack, with Mike France on the left flank. moving up. He's got pace, he's got hard work, he's got aggression. Nielsen up to Philip, he shoots, hits the post. Now that was fortunate on our part. Too lucky, 2 strikes of luck have helped us on to have a 1-0 lead as we're entering half time. But Schuster has a corner for Freiburg. Bergstaller clears it, nice clearance. I've noticed my 3 best players are, 2 of them are my extremely tired players, so this is quite unfortunate, and it looks like my wingers. I might need to put on an attacking midfielder in this tactic because they seem isolated if nothing else, just because of their ratings. And we have the ball on the right flank here with Stokovic, crosses in, Falkirk can't finish and they clear the ball. Bit of confusion in the box, but unfortunately we can't capitalise and score. I have realised I'm currently still in Aston Villa frame of mind where winning a game just seems incomprehensible and scoring goals is, well, not conceding is amazing, but then I've realised actually we're one of the better teams in the division now, and I've got to get my winning head on, not my try not to lose head. And we cross it in, Schuster clears, and Morvelt can get on the rebound. Can he get another ball into the box? Nope, but he passes back to Behrens. Behrens shoots from distance, nice save, and Falkirk! That's 2-0. Nice goal. None of the Freiburg defenders were watching the ball, so to say. They were watching the ball. None of them were reacting to what was happening on the pitch, and 3 of our players rushed forward at Schrolovov's attempted save, and Falkirk gets there first, scores Falkirk. Nice goal. And we're heading towards full time with a 2-0 scoreline currently on the board. I brought Jan Polak on as final substitution to calm the game down with his experience, and plus the guy replaced at about 65 fitness, so couldn't keep him on for much longer. Last corner, last action, Horvath clears, and there we go, 2-0. First game against one of the better teams in the division. And yeah, we look good this season, hopefully. And we're hoping to keep moving up the table. We will see you again. I'll see you again against, I don't know if I'll do München, because that's too soon. But Grüne Fürth are there. I'll play that game. See you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. And have any of you guys had experience in the second Bundesliga? Any tips and tricks? Any great players to sign, especially if I do get promoted or don't? Any feedback, anything at all, just leave it in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time.